Hello students, welcome to MGC Learning Standard 12th Subject English topic Clauses and Phrases Part 1. Students, today we are going to learn about clauses and their types. So let's get started. So what is a clause? It is a group of relative words. It has a subject verb combination and it has a complete meaning by itself. You can consider a simple sentence as a clause. For example, he plays cricket regularly. Now, is this a clause? For that, we will check whether is this satisfy all the three conditions what we just discussed. Is it a group of words? Yes, it is. Here, he is the subject, plays is the verb, so it has a subject verb combination. And the whole sentence, he plays cricket regularly, makes a complete meaning by itself. Hence, we can say it is a clause. Now, clauses are mainly divided into two parts based on their uses. It may be independent clause or dependent clause. An independent clause is actually a complete sentence by itself. It doesn't need any other clause for its existence. For example, you may sit here. Here, you is a subject and sit is a verb, and a whole sentence is giving a complete thought by itself. So, it's an independent clause. Then, what is a dependent clause? It has a subject verb, but it doesn't have a complete thought by itself, and it dependent on independent and main clause for complete thought. For example, wherever you like. Here, you is a subject and like is a verb, and the whole sentence is having the meaning as well, but it's incomplete. Now, let's add a main clause to this clause. You may sit wherever you like. Now, here the entire thought is complete with one independent clause. One dependent clause, this all about a dependent clause. Now, dependent clause are mainly divided into three parts: noun clause, adjective clause and adverb clause. Let's discuss about each of them. So, what is a noun clause? Noun clause is a group of words having subject and verb of its own, and it acts as a noun in the sentence. For example, I fear that I will fail. Here, that I will fail is a clause as it is a group of words having subject and verb, and a whole clause is acting as an object of a verb fear. So, it's a noun clause. Let's look on to other example. That you have come pleases me here. That you have come is a noun clause as it is acting as a subject of the verb pleases. So basically clauses does the work of noun. Let's talk about next type of clause, adjective clause. Adjective clause is a group of words having subject and verb of its own, and it's act as a adjective in the sentence. And what does adjective do? They describes a noun. So does the adjective clause, for example, what does the adjective clause? For example, the umbrella which has a broken handle is mine. Here, the clause which has broken handle is an adjective clause. It has a subject and verb of its own and it describing noun umbrella. Let's look into the more example. He met a girl whose eyes were blue. Here, whose eyes were blue is an adjective clause, and adjective clause is having subject and verb and it is describing a noun girl. So basically this clause is does the work of an adjective. Let's look into adverb clause. Adverb clause is group of words having subject and a verb of its own, and it acts as an adverb in the sentence. Now what does adverb do? They modifies verb, adjective or other adverb in the sentence. So what does the adverb clause do? For example, they rested when the evening came. Here, when the evening came is the clause as it has subject evening and verb came, and it is describing verb rested. So, it's an adverb clause. Let's look into one more example. I will give you I will give you a map so that you can find a way. Here, so that you can find a way is a clause as it has a subject, you, and a verb, find it. And it's describing the act of giving, which is a verb. So basically, this verb does the work of an adverb. That's all about a clauses. Let's quickly revise what we learned today in this video. Firstly, we learned what is a clause. So, clauses is a group of words with a subject and a verb combination and has a meaning by itself. Then we discussed about two types of clauses, independent clause and dependent clause. Finally, we discussed about the three types of independent clause, which are noun clause, which acts as a noun. Other is an adjective clause, which acts as an adjective, and adverb clause, which acts as an adverb clause. In the sentence, that's all in this video. Thank you for watching.